we keep going with the row of studs. I don't know if it was designed this way, but it's certainly working out. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together. We're going to thank him for his service, and he's going to talk about the Veterans Resource Center. Please welcome back to the Zoom platform stage, Jason Judkins, Director of Financial Aid and Veterans Resources.
Well, Chris, that was an awesome introduction. I appreciate that. My name is Jason Judkins, Director of Financial Aid and Veteran Services. And I want to talk a little bit about our Veteran Services, or Veterans Resource Center. One of the biggest things is, I know in my experience when I was getting out of the military, I kind of had an idea what I wanted to do. I wanted to go to college, but also didn't know how I was going to pay for that. So in being in the military, part of the benefits are, you may receive educational benefits. And so you want to take advantage of those. So we have resources on campus to help our vets, and not only our veterans, but if you're a dependent of a veteran, maybe your parents have veterans education benefits they're not using, and they could pass that down to you. So we certify veterans benefits, we certify educational benefits for those dependents of veterans, and you could receive all kind of different resources. If you have material fees on campus, we have funding for housing allowance. You could receive several $1,000s over your terms at VBC. And it's all to help you be successful, to complete your program of study, to finish, whether you're going to transfer, or get a degree, get a certificate. Our dedicated staff at our Veterans Resource Center is there to help you out and go through that process. So I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen, excuse me, and I wanna go ahead and show our website. And let's see here. So what you really wanna do if you're interested in receiving veterans educational benefits, whether you're a dependent of a veteran or a veteran yourself, or even active duty, you really wanna start with our veterans homepage, Veteran Services, vbc.edu/veterans. We have our contact information, whether that's giving us a call, our email address, and I'll post that information in the chat if you have questions. We have staff here that can help you if you have questions about your VA educational benefits. You will really need to start with the VA, and typically what they would do is the VA would provide you with your certificate of eligibility. And with that certificate of eligibility, you want to provide that information to us. So that way it kind of kicks off the process to certify your educational benefits. We have a dedicated veterans educational counselor, so you can meet with them one-on-one to come up with an education plan. So if you're not sure what your program of study would be, they would be able to kind of help you out with that, come up with an education plan to walk you through that process, to tell you what class you need to take, how long you got left, and so forth. We can also, if you have prior military educational experience, make sure you have your joint service transcripts. We can evaluate those and see. So instead of having a full 2 years to get your AA or transfer, maybe you have less, because we can transfer those educational from your transcripts into your program of study here. So when you contact us, we have a little walkthrough if you're a new student. If you go down here, kind of gives you an idea of what you need to submit. You need to get your certificate of eligibility. You'll provide that information to us. Apply to admissions to register for your classes. Schedule an appointment to meet with a counselor to talk over your education plan. If you have your transcripts, make sure you have those from your military experience. And then also make sure you get into your classes. And you'll submit information to us. We have some information, like an information sheet, requesting benefits. So that goes to our certifying official. They certify your benefits. We contact the VA that the certification was done. And then you'll usually get a letter from the VA regarding benefit eligibility. So depending on your rating, it may be a certain amount every month, but that will let you know what you would expect based on your enrollment, based on your eligibility. Will you be getting, thousands of dollars of additional financial aid going toward you. But in addition to that, we do help out with books. We do events every now and then. Foundation has been a very big partner with us. We appreciate them so much. We'll do events for our veterans, veterans dependents. We might have like a giveaway for like supplies and so forth. But we let our vets know, during this time of COVID, we have a very nice Veterans Resource Center, but unfortunately it's closed, at least to the public. We're hoping, as soon as this COVID-19 is over, to open it back up for our veterans. But it's a very communal experience. It's a relaxing environment where they can just kind of relax, get their, if they need to study, if they need to meet with a counselor, if they need to discuss about their benefits. But we're doing that online. So we're working with our students, working with our vets, working with our veterans dependents to get them through the process. As always, if you have questions, feel free to ask, contact us. We're more than happy to help you out. We're getting through that process, getting through that experience of, getting your benefits certified. And in addition to VA benefits, there's also financial aid. So it's not just one or the other. So you can apply for both. You can apply for the FAFSA, federal financial aid. We have someone that can, help you out through that process as well at the VRC. So if you have any questions, whether you're a veteran, veteran dependent, even active duty, feel free to reach out to us. I mean, we're here for you guys. Thank you so much for your service. Once again, I appreciate, the foundation, they rock with helping us and the vets out with, opening up opportunities. So if you have any questions, though, I'll leave our information in the chat. My extension is 2917. I'll put that information too. Any questions at all, feel free to contact us. And, if you're coming here for the first time, we want you to be successful. And if you're almost finishing your education, great. But whatever the case may be, we're here for you guys. So thank you.
Wonderful. Jason, thank you so much for sharing information on the Veterans Resource Center. This is truly one of those gems that we have on campus that anytime you attend an event there, it means something, and it's something else to be with our students who are also veterans who have that background. It sure sets a different kind of tone down there. Jason, do me a favor. Would you share some of the, there's a lot going on in the Veterans Resource Center, but would you share, I mean, we don't have a diagram, but some of the areas and some of the things that we'll do there?
Yeah, so we, the Veterans Resource Center has grown over the years. I mean, years ago, it used to be just a window. We thankfully have expanded out. We have a space for, we have, two portables, and, they're spaced out a certain degree, but, we have a kind of almost like a lounge area with a kitchenette, microwave. Unfortunately, it's not being used right now, but we also have like a study area with computers. So students, if they want to have a little lab to study, register for classes, we have our certifying officials that work there, a certifying official. We have support staff with, financial aid, veterans benefits. We have our VRC counselor. As I mentioned, unfortunately, under COVID, we're closed. We would love to have it open. But it's a very nice space, nice relaxing space where our vets can come in, kind of, talk about their past experiences. We have like a little, map of the world so they can pin, where they've been at in their military experience. If they want to post their, pictures when they first got in the military, we have something for that. And we used to, offer like events, maybe someone who plays guitar and wants to give guitar lessons. So that's some of the stuff that has went on in the past, and we look forward to doing again once we open back up. But, we just, we want to make sure that if veterans need help, they're coming to us and we can help them out as much as possible.
Definitely. And you guys definitely do a great job